Hello, everyone. It is Yishan here. I am back once again with the legend himself, Mr. Kyle Waterbury. I would ask him to introduce himself, but everyone already knows who he is, so it doesn't matter. Like, what's the point, right? It's just a waste of time. So, and I've been told that this man has topped a 587 man Pasadena regional. Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that right? 587 man. That's crazy. And it was top four, no less. 9-1. That is pretty impressive.
yeah,
Um,
especially since I lost round two and then had to win eight in a row.
yeah, that's really really impressive. Don't give up, guys. In the spirit of Yu-Gi-Oh, don't give up. All
The
right.
only time I give up is if I'm like X3, but other than that, I might as well stay in.
Yeah, might as well. Exactly. And you know what? I think a lot of people are really really interested in Punk Therion. And before before you topped, I'd seen a couple DB grinder videos, and people were like, "Yeah, this deck is meh, it's whatever." And then I hear that you top, and I'm like, "Well, okay. I mean, maybe people are just not playing it right." So I wanted to get your inside scoop on. We're gonna do a quick deck list, but Kyle's deck list has been very popular. It's already all over the internet. So we're also gonna. He's been nice enough. We're gonna do some test hands at the end to show how to combo. Because you were saying that this deck is kind of not linear when it comes to its combos.
Yeah, so it's kind of, what I've explained to some people in a weird way. It's kind of like Dragon Link, to where like you have to see what your hand is, see what you mill, and then like you kind of just have to change what's going on the spot. And it's just so technical. Like if you just don't manage your resources right or you misplay, you're just not winning because you have to make sure everything went correctly. But it's so rewarding when it does.
Yeah, so I think if you guys are looking for a fun deck to play and you are learning how to play it, then this is definitely a great video to watch. Yeah, why don't we just go over your list real quick? And you can say maybe there's a couple things you've left out in your other deck profiles. But yeah, let's just take a look real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just start in order since it's already sorted. I played 10 hand traps for the event. I played 3 Ash 2, DD Crow, 3 Veiler, a Ghost Ogre, and a Imperm. I didn't feel like I needed any more hand traps other than this. It felt pretty good all day. I drew them when I needed them. I didn't draw them when I didn't. I do play the DD Crows and the Veilers and the Ogre mainly for Chaos Ruler, so that if you mill them, you get free cards.
Mm-hmm. Was this Ogre because it was Psychic? Is that you wanted to play one
That's
for
true.
E-Telly?
Yeah, it's also a target for E-Telly, and there's some combo lines where you can leave it on the field with Hulk and do other things with your board other than like use Chaos Ruler with Veiler for Hot Red.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
And then for the main like combo package, which is the Punk stuff, I play 3 Foxy Tune, 3 Ogre Dance, 3 Zeomin, a Deer Note, and a Sharakusai. So with the main 3 of Punks and then E-Telly, it's 12 one-card starters for your deck.
Mm-hmm. These
One
level
card
8s, the Xiaomi and the Tellys. Yep.
Mostly one card. I mean, it's 1.5, but like you're gonna have something to discard most of the time, unless you decked into a Foxy Tune, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sharakusai's in there because it's what makes Foxy Tune a one card combo, because you have to be able to make the fusion with it. Otherwise, you can't play because you would like Foxy Tune into Xiaomin, search Ogre Dance, and then what? You're gonna search another Xiaomin, so you couldn't keep comboing.
Mm-hmm.
There's also like niche situations where Sharakusai, you can leave it on the board with one of your Therions if your hand wasn't that great, and you could synchro during their turn into the dragon, and that's at least another bounce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see.
And then for the Therion monsters, I played 3 Lily, 2 Regulus, and then 1 each of Duke, Reaper, and Bull. I played 3 Lily over 3 Regulus because Lily gets you to all your Therion cards, so you might as well just play 3 of the starter.
Mm-hmm.
And then Regulus is just the second best one since it's an Omni Negate. The other ones just have varied utility, just in general. Like Duke is in there because it's a psychic, so you could target your Punk stuff.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Bull line is basically just Scrap Dragon. And then Reaper is a quick effect bouncing your opponent's turn, so it's like really good against back row decks because you can like end phase, bounce back row, and hope that you hit a floodgate.
I see. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So that's it for my monster lineup. spell wise, I liked to play stuff that stops hand traps because sometimes your hands literally will just lose to one hand trap, and then sometimes it plays through all of them. So it's like you have to be able. I would like to my turn to not just end. That's why I don't just play like 3 talents because sometimes it doesn't get you there enough. So that's why I'm playing 1 called by 2 cross out and a talent because I feel like 4 cards to deal with hand traps is like a decent amount.
Yeah, and definitely you're playing probably the most popular, all the most popular hand trap, except for maybe Gamma. But these are pretty much the most popular, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
in testing, I was testing Gamma for a little bit, but I don't like Driver at
Yeah,
all,
me neither.
and I don't like milling Gamma off of Chaos Ruler because it's sure you get a card in your hand, but it's not a good one.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said before, I do play 3 It's it's crazy
Yeah,
free.
this card's broken.
And then for the Therion spells, I play 3 of all of them.
They're so good. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So Engine is a foolish for any Therion card,
Mm-hmm.
but if you mill it off of Chaos Ruler, you can add back any of your Therion cards by putting it to the bottom of your deck. It also makes it so you can't lose to Mystic Mind because they cannot deck you out. Which I told someone yesterday, and they had to start playing. They were like, "Well, guess I'm gonna play," and I was like, "Okay," because you can't deck me out, and you have less cards than me. So, this is another charge is one people are kind of up in arms about playing 3. I think it's correct because while it cannot send itself, you have 3 engines, you have 3 field spells, and you have 8 monsters. That is 14 targets for basically trade in.
Oh, and if you resolve it, it's like a +1 because you can send the Coliseum or a thing that's something that's equipped if you don't need it, right?
You can't send Coliseum because it's not in your spell and trap card zone.
Oh, I see.
But you can send one that's equipped, so it ends up being like a +1.
Okay, I see.
Which I do most of the time, unless I like start with the charge. But like you need to play them because it unclogs your hand. Because sometimes you just draw way too many Therion monsters and you can't play.
Okay.
Luckily, I only bricked once at the regional. It was against like Eldritch, but they made me go. It was like game 2. They made me go first, and I drew like a Shark, Kusai, 2 Therions, a Lightning Storm, and a Twin. So I just passed because I was gonna blow all their stuff up anyway. So I didn't really. But other than that, and then I played 3 Coliseum. This is probably the most busted field spell I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, this card's insane, actually.
Any field spell with 3 effects is really good.
And it searches. It's like searches and has good effects, which is like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
So it lets me like grind into games that I probably shouldn't be allowed to. Like against a different Eldritch player, I was under skill drain and I won because I had 2 Regulus in loop. So I would just attack his monsters, add back a Regulus, and then send Regulus's cost to negate whatever I need to because it can negate under skill drain by sending itself. And I was just looping continuously.
Pretty dumb. Okay.
The card's insane. And then the last card I play is a Therion Cross. This card's pretty good. If you have if you have a Therion monster, when your opponent activates monster effect, you either banish that monster or negate the monster effect. But if you have an engine, you do both. So this card's like really good against Brave token stuff. It's good against Longyun. It's good against Therion cards. It's good against Eldritch in the graveyard. It's good against literally like everything.
And this can be searched by Lily. Is that right? Is this okay?
Or if you mill it off of Chaos Ruler, the engine can add it back.
Okay. This can add back either. Okay, interesting.
This can add back cards, so you can keep adding back your field spell.
Okay.
So most of the time I use the banish effect, just because so far it's been more impactful. But there are times where you just have to be like, okay, I'm going to just negate the effect because I have to. So that's it for my main deck. It's 46. I tried cutting it down. I cannot pass this. Other people have, but like for me, this cannot go lower than this.
Well, I do think what it does is it smooths out the 3 of spells, the Therion spells. That definitely seems like you're not going to draw like a 2 charge as much as you would in 40, which is nice.
I don't think I really have actually.
But unless you play all of them too, which is kind of interesting.
Side deck wise, I always play weird side stuff. So when I tell people about my side, I like make sure to let everybody know don't copy my side because it's not. Side decking is such a player preference, but like I am someone that like looks at OCG theory a lot, and that's like where this deck came from originally.
Hmm.
Same with birds. That's where I got birds as OCG. But
Hmm.
um, so I play a lot of ones and two ofs, and it did not feel bad at all yesterday
Hmm.
or yesterday. So my side deck is one pink. This card is crazy. You should play it if you have room in your side deck.
Yeah. This I agree. Another note about side decks to piggyback on what you said. I wonder, because I've been on this train for a while, but I've been thinking about this recently, which is when you're playing a matchup, like you want to have like a plan, right? When you side in and side out, like you want like, okay, against this deck, I take out these cards and put in these cards going first or going second the other way around. And I
Yeah,
find that sometimes I build my side decks and I like have either too many cards or too few for certain matchups. Like in certain matchups, I have so many dead cards in my deck that I can't even take out enough of them. And so I think having this flexibility lets you like put in different kinds of cards for any kind of matchup you'll see. It's easier to like get a good switch, I guess, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay, but sorry, just a little note there.
Here's the thing. And then I also play two droll. I think this is like one of the better hand traps, like high impact ones right now.
Hmm.
Just because like, especially with Despia being played more pure right now, if they resolve a lure and banish like a McCurry or a tragedy, you basically win.
Hmm. Hmm.
But and like against blue, and the only deck it's like not that good against is Sword Soul, but what can you do?
Hmm.
My crazy side deck option is Rose Whip.
Did this ever come up at the regional?
It literally won me my round 10 because I cracked their board, made this, negated their engage, and then I won because they couldn't activate any more spells.
Ah, I see.
I
There
mean,
you
all
go.
day it came up too. Even in the match I lost, game 2 against Fluanderies, I made this. They had they had an Extrav, a Duality, two Regekis, and two Raw Boons. So they activated Extrav, I negated it, and then he tried to activate Regeki, and I was like, you can't. And then he scooped. When it comes up, it comes out.
It's pretty funny.
And it's most of the time.
Okay.
And then I play one nib. This is mostly for cross out, but it still comes up like a lot because people don't expect to get hit by it anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. It's less popular now, so now
Yeah.
it's easier to get people with it.
And then the night before, I couldn't figure out what my 15th card was going to be, so I put in Token Collector because it's a new format, and I expected a lot of people to play Sword Soul. I did end up playing Sword Soul, and in that match it was kind of crazy, but I'm between this and Lancia right now, so that it might change, it might not. And then I played two droplets. I played this over Dark Ruler because this can send Therion cards.
Yes, to get them in your graveyard to start your plays.
Yeah, sometimes you really just have to unclog your hand.
Makes sense.
And then I played 4 back row removal, which is just a twin, a Harpies, and 2 Lightning Storm. Because Lightning Storm can double as combo side-ins, too. So
Right. It's not bad going second against like Sword Soul or something.
yeah, twins I mainly played one twin over like a third Lightning Storm because like in the same vein, it's to like it can unclog Therions. Yeah, and then I played 2 D barrier. This card's just kind of insane.
Yeah, this card's
I got like evenly or Dark Ruler evenly against Despia, and I just flipped this and banished everything else, including it, and they just lost anyways.
Yeah, that's a pass. This card's so good against Despia. It's nice.
And I think it's only going to stay good because when Splites and Tier Limits come out, this also stops their turn.
And it's good against Sword Soul too. It's just really good right now. Yeah.
And it's not even that good against my deck because if you try to debarrier me when I have 2 monsters on the board, I'm just going to kill you with Access Code. So, and then I play one red reboot because it's probably the most busted side deck option in the game. And if it's at 1 or 3 or 2, you should probably play it.
Yeah, this card is good.
Because I will kill you if I red reboot you. Extra deck wise, I play 1 Rising Carp. So this is the fusion you make off of Sharakusai. It's a rescue rabbit.
See, yes, and okay, yep, makes sense.
It specials a Zeom and a Deer Note for you to combo.
I see, just for you to make a Chaos Ruler.
Yeah, and the second effect didn't come up. It can because I do play the Synchro, but there's never an option where you want to just keep this on the field rather than just go into like Deer Note.
Mm-hmm.
I played 3 links, Access Code Celine and Hauk. Most of the time, Hauk's using your combo if you're going first, so you won't kill them with this if you went first. But going second, I've almost always used this.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Get the Veiler, and the bunch of spells makes it easy for Celine to
Yeah,
go off.
and even if you had to negate a hand trap with Regulus, it's still 8,100 damage.
I see. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Synchro wise, my main one obviously is Chaos Ruler. It starts all my combos.
Mm-hmm.
It just mills 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
I also, for my, since Hulk does stay on the field for my combo, I do play Formula for your turn for the
Okay.
draw. But then Formula can turn my either my level 9 synchro I end with, which is Hot Red, or my Therion monster into a new synchro, which I can turn the Therion into a Baron, or I can turn the Hot Red into an Amazing Dragon.
Right, and this one can bounce on summon, right?
Yeah.
I see. I
Um.
see.
So and it can, in my deck it can bounce up to 3. Usually it's 1 or 2, but
Now, a question here. A lot of people are running this other synchro. I forget exactly what it's called.
King Calamity
King Calamity. What it takes like a dragon
and 2 tuners.
and 2
Level
tuners. And it's like basically your opponent can't activate cards that turn. Is that what that says, or something like
Yeah.
that? Is there a reason you opted not to play? Because I've seen a lot of people put it in their deck list. Is it like a little bit of a trap, or?
Yeah. So with Calamity, a lot of people play Gamma, and like I said, I don't like Gamma because you have to off your Hulk, you have to summon Gamma, and if you don't have a Therion monster, your only play is that Calamity. And if you get ogred, drop list, impermed, anything, basically anything that interacts with your board, you will lose, and you only need 1 card. And if I drop it to you, I only have to drop you for 1 card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your Formula Synchron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see.
So it's like, why risk that when I can make them have to send 3 cards from their hand to negate my board, and I could have my hand traps and my back row still. So why? It's just like, why would I? I know people like these turn-ending cards nowadays, but like, I did not need it all day.
I had friends.
Yeah, I had friends who played that, and they did a lot worse than I did.
I mean, yeah, I guess your opponent's letting you get to that point in your combo anyway. You already probably are very favored to win the game, right? With your normal combo with all these negates and interruptions. As long as you play it right, like, you should be okay. You know, whereas you can still lose if you go with the other combo, which is kind of like, I don't know if it actually increases your win rate at all, but just makes it harder for you to win.
Yeah, and if I have a field spell up with my regular combo, you have to negate my whole board and then kill everything, like, and try to kill everything, which is hard with the field spell up.
Yep.
And then my last synchro spot is I play Psychic and Punisher. This card's kind of nutty.
Yeah, this card is funny.
If you're against Despia, this card is crazy.
Yeah, because do they have an out to this?
No, they burned. So yeah, my Despia matchup, they burned me until I was like at 22. I made this normal summon to Zealman, paid another 1,000 to banish one of their monsters, and then this was 10,300 attacking into Aliber for game.
Yeah, you know what makes me sad is Therion Disc Coliseum just seems like a better version of Golden Castle, and Psychic End Punisher just seems better than Grand Module, and it's really making me sad. So,
What'd you say? You cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I said the Therion Disc Coliseum, the field spell, it makes me sad as a Grand Module player because it just seems so much better than Golden Castle.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Psychic End Punisher just seems like a better version of Grand Module, and it makes me sad. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, especially since this thing has a base 35.
Yeah, base 35, and it's just unaffected. But yeah, okay, very cool. And then the Punk Synchro is the last Synchro, I guess. But I guess we sort of already talked about him.
Yeah. And then I played Xyz, dings to clear things in case I need to. Zeus with that ding. The weird one is Melier.
Yeah, I've seen this card pop up more.
It just needs 2 level 3 Earth, so as 2 Zealman, a Sharkusai. And you can either send a plant from your deck to the grave or special plant from your graveyard. So it can like help start your Therion cards, or it can special back a Berea.
Okay.
I didn't make it too much the other day. It was mostly I made it once to like try to bait things out. But it's also like decent Zeus fodder if you have your field spell, because you can like send Berea, crash it into something. save it by sending an engine, Zeus their board, add back Berea, keep playing. Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's safer to make this than to just go into the Sharkusai fusion line.
I see. Okay, so it's not another option.
Yeah, because they can't like Despia can't super poly this with their Albur.
Right.
Or like most of their cards, they can't super poly this. So, and then when you make your Zeus, you have quick effect priority, so you can just Zeus their board.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then my like main rank 8 to where when I like end on a rank 8 is Harbinger. There's so many spells in this format. This card's so good.
Right, and people forget about the battle phase effect too.
Yeah, a lot. And then my main like combo rank 8 is Zombie Vampire. So this with Chaos Ruler lets you mill 9 cards turn 1.
And it lets you revive the Chaos Ruler again, like even if you've banished it, because it doesn't get banished a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it lets you see what your opponent's playing, which can help you like determine what you want on your end board.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see in our test hands. Like, well, okay, if they mill this over, I'm gonna switch to this end of the combo. If they mill this, I'm doing this instead. It's gonna be interesting to see. Okay.
That's another weird thing with like trying to test this deck like by myself is like, yeah, you know what your 4 mills are, but you like never know what your opponent mills.
I see.
But
Well, we can try to do like theoreticals maybe. Okay, if it was a Sword Soul deck, what would you do? If it was a Despia?
Yeah, like there was a game where like I milled like a Machina Citadel, so I just stole it.
That's a free negate, right? That's a free pop right there.
It's a free entire board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I ended up playing. I don't think other than the like one side deck spot, nothing's really feels like I want to change it right now, but we never know.
Well, yeah. Why don't we take this for a spin? I'm excited to learn how to play this deck, or at least learn a tiny bit. I don't think I'm going to be nearly as good as you in the couple of test hands we do, but at least we'll hopefully be able to let the viewers see how a player like you plays this deck, and we can learn a little bit. Let's learn a little thing or two. Okay, so we'll be right back with the test hands. So here we are, guys, back with the test hand portion of the video. We started out with this beautiful looking hand. And honestly, Kyle, I have zero idea what to do. Would you charge first? Would you telly first?
So in this situation, I probably would charge first because the E-Telly is more valuable than the draw 2 right now because you at least the E-Telly will have your full combo. So if they have Ash, most people are going to Ash a 2-for-1. Like most people will Ash a 2-for-1 if they have it. And if not, I don't care. I'm drawing 2 cards.
Right. And you're more likely to draw a starter if you leave them in your deck. I guess that's also a good point. Okay. All right, so let's do that then. Let's you can just send this guy right to the graveyard and draw 2.
And draw 2 cards.
Oh my gosh.
And that's
Lily
perfect.
Too.
So still before E-Tellying, you would Lily.
Okay, so this activates basically you special it, and then you get to equip. I guess you would special in defense, but my fault. And you equip this guy. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And then just in case they have Imperm, you don't need the body. So like sometimes I'll like send Berea as cost.
Okay. So
you don't have to. You could send the Reaper too, but
okay. Well, I'm gonna send Reaper for now, and maybe we'll try in another hand to do this. But okay, so we send the Reaper.
And then you grab the field spell.
Okay, I get it. You're gonna go for Regulus eventually, but it makes sense to grab the field spell because it's broken first.
No, you have to grab a Stellar Trap with a.
Oh, you have to. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, but this can get any monster anyway. So okay, sure.
Yeah. So then you Colosseum, then you search Regulus.
Okay. See, I'm learning already. Okay, so search Regulus.
And then Regulus targeting Phone.
Right, that's pretty broken. Okay, so now the question is, now I see why you play 3 Lily. This one's better to draw.
Yeah.
Okay, so does the zone matter at all, or does it not really?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're playing, it's just mainly like, do you want to keep your like column safe from random people? Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's just do this then. Okay.
So now, even before you've started your combo, even if this is all you had, you'd have an Omni Negate and a Bounce in your opponent's turn and 3 hand traps. So like
an Omni Negate
before you even start,
and
this is good.
Bounce. The bounce comes from
Reaper. Oh,
this guy can do as equipped. Right. Oh, I see. Okay, right.
Yeah, the Therions give their effect to the Therions they're equipped to.
Okay, got it. Okay, and now we haven't started. We haven't even normal. We can still activate E-Telly.
Now you E-Telly.
Right, so we E-Telly here. We have 3 hand traps in our hand. Wow, this is the first hand I drew, by the way. We didn't like try and shuffle for a decent hand. Like,
No.
so it's always Xiamen, right, in this case.
In this case, yeah, it would be Xeon.
Okay.
And then you're gonna pay 600 to search.
Pay 600. Pay 6 feel great doesn't have the same ring
And,
to it,
and
unfortunately.
since this hand is like good, so you don't really want to discard anything. So you'd search Ogre Dance.
I see. So you go Overdance to search, and we're gonna use our normal on the other level 3.
Yes, you're gonna Ogre Dance for Sharkusai.
I see. Now, how come you don't just search the Sharkusei right away instead of the Overdance? You just want to thin out your deck, or
Ogre Dance you want to make sure you have a dark in your grave so that if you don't mill one later, your Chaos Ruler has a dark in the grave.
I see. The special summon in the back. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's a see. Look, we're learning here. Okay, perfect. So now we grab this guy. Okay,
And then you'll Norma him, pay another 600, and then Fusion Summon.
and this is the fusion summon. This is where the rescue or the guy comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can.
So then you attribute, and then special another Xeomin and a Deer Note.
I see. So this is why you need the new guy. What happens? Can this summon from hand? Oh, you can. Okay, so it's not the worst, I guess, if you draw a Deer Note. Okay. One of these guys. And this guy. Oops, that's not.
I was like, not that good.
Not that guy. Now I have to go look for him. Oh, he's right here. Okay, good. Okay, so we got these two. And this is the Chaos Ruler time?
Yep, and then you go into Chaos Ruler. Here, and then how you build your chains is like dependent on what you're scared of, I guess. Like if they were gonna ask you, they probably would already.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could protect the Deer Note by making it Chain Link 1, or you could protect the Chaos Ruler. So like doesn't really matter which one because you have Regulus already. So
I see. So Deer Note's gonna trigger to summon back a punk, right? So what would you target with this?
In this one, since I don't have a light in my grave right now, I'd probably summon the Rising Carp. So you have a level 8.
Okay, for some Xyz plays later.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
And then you mill your 5s.
All right, so mill 5, and we have these to choose from. So we mill the light.
The thing, so I actually wouldn't choose to not add it back in this situation
because
I don't want to. Yeah, and I won't want to have to use its effect. Yeah,
so I would just leave it there. The Ogre Dance then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now you can overlay Carp and Chaos Ruler into Zombie Vampire.
I see. Okay, so now we're looking here.
And then you could use its effect. And then I usually detach Chaos. Yeah, I usually just detach Chaos Ruler. And then mill 4.
So now we get a free add back with the Perpetual.
So this is where it comes into play, like what your opponent mills, because we didn't mill any monsters, but they could have.
Right.
Oh, so let's say like theoretically they had a tuner, just for theoretical sake, because a lot of people will play like randomly Ash or like a Veiler or something.
Right,
so it's like
this. We can go over both tuner and non-tuner. I assume at least one monster will be milled usually, but there might not be any tuners.
Yeah. So then so from here you'd go into Needle Fiber with that and Zombie Vampire.
Okay. And
since you have the Boreon field, I would use Hauck to summon Ghost Ogre for my deck.
I see, just to get an extra interruption here.
Yeah. And then you could Chaos Ruler effect Engrave, banishing Zombie Vampire and Foxy Tune.
I see, okay. Banish. Special summon, and then use these to make the...
And then, overlay those two for Hope Harbinger.
I see. Okay, Hope Harbinger, where are you? You're here. Okay. Now, if it wasn't a tuner, then...
If it wasn't a tuner, it still would depend on what they milled, because, like, I could take one of their combo pieces, or I could, like, if they had a boss monster they milled, I could take that.
Okay.
Just one of those. It's one of those things. Like, it really does heavily depend on what they mill sometimes.
Okay.
But if they mill the tuner, you end on Ghost. In this hand, you would have ended on Ghost Ogre, a Bounce and Negate, a Spell Trap Negate. Hauck turns into Formula Baron, and you have 3 hand traps.
Right, and you get to add one of these back with this Perpetual.
Yeah, you could add back the charge for next turn.
Right. Well, that is pretty nice. Okay, I see. I see. All right, shall we go over maybe a couple more? I think this is a pretty good hand, I would say, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we kind of.
that was a pretty above average kind of hand.
All right. Let's reset this, and let's see what we get next. Ooh, it's exciting. It's exciting. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, look at how much cardboard we went through. That took forever. Okay, now this is an
See,
interesting
like
hand.
this hand's one of those hands where you like could not play, but like it happens, and I tell people that, which is like one of the reasons why I'm like the deck's kind of bricky, so you have to play 3 charge because sometimes this will happen. Like this hand, I would literally search and hope that I don't die.
Just go to the next turn. Yeah, yeah. Or
This doesn't
you hope
happen.
they ash this, and then you can draw 2.
Yeah, but like this doesn't happen as much as you would think it does. Like
Okay.
every
Okay.
deck bricks though, so like it happens.
All right. All right. Okay.
Okay,
now I got a nice looking hand
this
here.
hand's good.
Okay.
Um,
So enlighten me, master. How would I do this?
so you would Foxy Tune effect sending Berea, or Foxy Tune if it resolves send Berea since it doesn't send
Okay.
its cost for the
I
other
see. So
one.
you activate and then send this and the Berea. Just get a Therion in your grave.
Yep, and then you would special the Xiamen.
Xiamen. He's the best friend in this deck. Okay, 600.
And yeah, and then in like this last combo, you would search Ogre Dance again into Sharakusai.
Okay. And this time you're protected from like Veiler Imperm, or I guess your Imperm's in your hand, unfortunately. But
Veiler, Ash, and Crow, you still, and Ogre, you still have protection from.
okay, sounds good. So then we add our good friend this guy, normal him out, pay another 600 to fusion. I see.
Yep.
So we're just chaos rulering out our stuff here. So fusion. I'm just gonna send him straight to the grave to save a little bit of time.
Yep.
I see. So actually, this chaos ruler comes with a revive as well. Not only is it chaos ruler, but it also revives. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So then you do your. Okay, I'm learning. Doing our chain links here, so you can summon back. I don't know. First, I guess in this case, if you want to. So
Yeah, I would still come back Carp. Yeah.
still summon back to Carp, right? Because it's a water to keep the light in there, and then you mill 5.
Yep.
You said, and ooh,
That's
the
actually
Duke
pretty good.
and
You
this.
can add back. You can add back the Duke
Mm-hmm.
or the Ogre Dance, but like I would probably add back the Duke just because it's a Therion.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Okay, so we add back this.
And
Would
now
you
you
just
have a
use this
choice.
now, or?
No, you could leave that. You would want to leave that in there right now because so your Duke can
Oh,
activate.
right. Makes sense. I see.
So now you could either continue your plays or you could try to do your regular stuff first. If they have nib anyway, so it's like you won't be.
I see.
This
You're already
is
too late
actually
for
no.
Regulus, basically.
Yeah, because if you summoned Duke, it'd be you're gonna get nibbed anyway. So it's like
Okay.
I would just. It's really up to player preference. I would do either, just depending on how I'm feeling in the moment. But
Mm-hmm. How your opponent's acting. Okay. Well, let's see. So if we're not going for the Regulus play, you would just. What would you do? You just overlay, or?
Zombie Vampire.
Okay, let's
No,
just go
just a
Zombie
Zombie
Vampire for fun. I like that card. So we're gonna go Zombie Vampire. Go to the casino here. Detach Mill 4.
Yep.
So we're really hoping for a tuner. Is that what you're a lot of the times looking for?
Yeah, or like a Berea or something.
Okay, well we got our tuner.
Yeah, so you just special Ash off this one.
Okay, very nice.
And then you would go into Hulk.
All right, Hulk.
And this time you were not going to Ghost Ogre because one, it's banned, or it's in your graveyard. But
okay, good point.
So you're gonna special Veiler from your deck.
Veiler. Okay, so summoning Veiler. Very interesting.
And then you're gonna special the Chaos Ruler back from your graveyard.
Okay, so special this guy back, and we can banish.
You can banish. You can just probably banish the Ghost Ogre and the Zombie Vampire.
That makes sense.
Those just won't come back up.
Okay. And then are you synchroing here for something, or?
Yeah, and then you synchro Chaos. You banish Chaos Ruler and then send Veiler to go into Hot Red.
Okay, so this is our negate.
Yeah, and now you can go Duke targeting Berea.
I see. So equip this guy. summon this, and then we have the Berea effect, right? As
Yeah,
well.
it gives it to the Therion, so you could just use Duke to send Berea as cost to search for the field spell again.
I see. Wow, that's pretty nice. Um, and then
And
the
then now you would field spell for Regulus.
Regulus. I see. I see. And then you have a Synchro 10 as well after this, right? With the
Yeah, and
I
then
see.
Duke protects your Therions from card destruction.
Mm, mm. I see. Now,
So you,
was it okay, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I see. I see. And then Duke protects your cards from card destruction.
yeah, when you have your Therion monsters from card effects.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, very cool. Very cool.
So now you have this end board. You have the Omni negate from Regulus. You have the targeting negate from Hot Red. You have Imperm Veiler and Crossout, and then Hulk will draw you a card and either turn into the bounces or Baron.
Wow, I see. Very cool.
And since you Shara Kuside, your Amazing Dragon would be 2 bounces.
And since you Shar Crusade your amazing dragon, which one's
That's the level 11 that you would go into.
This one. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Would you have Shara Kuside in your grave and Zealman now? So you would have 2 bounces. You have
I
Ghost
see.
Ogre in there too. No, we banished Ghost Ogre, but you could. I guess we could have kept Ghost Ogre in there, and then it would have been 3 bounces.
I see. Although usually you probably don't need more than 2, but
Yeah.
okay.
Especially since it's not an end phase bounce, so you can't do it against back row because I can just reset it.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Against combo.
Okay, against combo, it's pretty nice. Okay,
Yeah.
how about one more hand then? Maybe we can see. This is an interesting showcase of a different combo. I like to see that. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, it's very interesting. Yeah, this deck's pretty cool. I love the Chaos Ruler and Zombie Vampire are so fun to play with.
Okay, so see, like, here's one of those hands where it like depends on what you're gonna draw. So I would charge discarding Duke.
Right, because you obviously want to summon Berea, so that makes sense to me. Yeah. Charge, discard Duke. Okay, so boom, boom. Now, would you activate the Coliseum first to try to get more likely to draw into something, or is it just worth it to save it?
I just usually save it.
Oh my god, we're good. We're good.
But now I would Coliseum for Regulus before you start doing anything.
Right, this makes sense because now you're really choked. This Zealman needs to resolve basically, right? So okay, that makes sense. And we also drew this guy, so it'll be interesting to see how this changes things. So you grab the Regulus, and then you just activate this. Do you just activate this right away, or would you go Lily first?
No, you could save Lily just in case you mill other things. You really just want the negate on your board.
All right, so let's just do that. Get the negate on the board, and then I guess you have to normal summon this guy.
Yep.
So 600 to the bank, and so we already have Sharakusai.
So now you're gonna search Foxy Tune.
So we're gonna search Foxy Tune. Okay, so Foxy Tune coming out.
And then you can discard. You use Foxy Tune and discard itself. And here I'd probably discard Reaper, so you could have it in your graveyard. And then special the Deer Note.
I see. So this time you just skip the fusion.
Yeah.
I see. So if you already have this, you just special the fusion. Now, how come you don't always just go for the like why do you have the fusion at all if you play can't you always do this? Oh, I guess if you use Foxy Tune to summon Zealman, you can't do that. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can't.
I see. Okay. Now see, I'm starting to learn some things here. Okay. That makes sense. Where is our level 5 guy? Here he is. Okay. And then now we just synchro summon for the Chaos Ruler again. And we spin the wheel. Okay. This deck's exciting. All right.
You bring back Foxy Tune.
Because it's level 8. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you mill your 5.
And you got a tune out again. And the Ghost Ogre. So summon the Ghost Ogre back.
No, this is Chaos Ruler. Go to your hand.
Oh, sorry. Forgot. We already summoned back. Okay.
Yeah. So now you Zombie Vampire with Foxy Tune and Chaos Ruler.
Okay. I see. Yeah, you do have to be careful with this deck. I see how there's a ton of... Even the combo has a bunch of micro decisions in it.
Yeah. So now you mill your 4 again.
Okay, so should we just pretend like we don't have a tuner? Would that change how this goes? Or would it change it by quite a bit? We can just
It doesn't change. it doesn't change it like crazy, but let's do for this. Let's just say that you didn't.
Okay, so we're saying we didn't have a tuner this
Yeah,
time.
so so you just special the deed grow.
Okay,
Now you would Berea.
I see. Okay, so we go Berea equipping this guy.
Yeah. And to be safe, I would use Berea to send DD Crow just so they can't just auto super poly your board.
Okay, makes sense. So Berea and DD Crow. This time we're adding. We've
Add
already used all
cross.
of them, right?
Add
So.
cross. The trap card.
Oh, I see. This is a good. Oh, see, I'm glad we did this last combo. I totally forgot about the cross. So in a situation where we don't even need any of these, we've already got this. Okay, that makes a lot of
Yeah, and
sense.
then here's the. I guess this is another decision you can make. So you can either leave the Berea and the Fum, or you could special Chaos Ruler to go into Harbinger. So it would just depend on what you value more, the balance of the spell and trap card in the game, or the spell and trap the spell in the game. It just depends. So like if you already know what your opponent's playing because you will, because of zombie. If it's like Despy or something, I would go for the Harbinger.
Right, because Brain Diffusion is too strong.
Yeah, if it's like trap card deck, I would probably keep the Reaper.
Okay, I see. So this is a great example of what you were mentioning, which is
You just have to make the.
Oh, I
You have
noticed
to make the.
I don't have a light in here. Do I have to use this then?
No, you could. Then you could just you could just keep that on the board. That makes it easier. You don't have to make the decision.
I see. I see. Right. Okay. Okay. But if you did have a light, you could
Yeah,
change how you did it. I see.
yeah.
I see.
So
I
then
see.
you could also activate one of the aggro systems, putting it bottom deck to add back the field spell for follow up.
I see. Yeah, it's free, right? You might as well.
Yeah,
I see.
and
I
then
see.
you still have one engraved, so your cross will have both effects.
Okay. Got it. Because yeah, this synergizes with the aggro system. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So this
So
is
now with
interesting.
this, so now with this combo, even though you didn't hit exactly what you wanted, you're still ending on a bounce, an Omni Negate, a Ghost Ogre, and a Cross, and they have to deal with your monsters because of the field spell.
Yeah, and this is a lot of follow up too. It
Yeah.
looks like so. We got the cast ruler. Okay, I see. Very very cool.
So like, even though it's not like the best wise like what you wanted to do, like you'll still have follow up and stuff. You have interaction, so that's why like I kind of think of it as like Dragon Link, because even like Dragon Link will just end on a bounce sometimes, but then they have all that follow up. It's kind of like the same idea, because even here I have a bounce and a bounce, a bad sav. I call Regulus bad savage sometimes, like the same thing. And then follow up and hand traps.
I see. Very cool. And now I understand why you played the crows and why you're only running on one imprint, because you'd rather just have the monster there.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
I'd rather have Valor. So I'd rather have Valor because it is a light.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, thank you for showing. I think every combo was slightly different. I think that was really cool. I think that people will learn a lot from that. Do you have anything else you want to say? Thanks again for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just like I said before, it is a really fun deck. It is just so technically like intricate. So like before someone just dives in and picks everything up, I would just test it a little bit, because it's not for everyone. But I like having to think a lot about what I'm doing. So this this is a good place out for me.
By the way, this comes from a man who played Subterrors a couple years ago. Look at how much he's changed. He's
For
become
years,
a new man.
I played Guru for almost 2.5 years.
That's crazy. But I mean, I've seen you enjoying these, and you're very good at them too. So it's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I'm just, what I tell people is like, me as a person is just different than who I was 2 years ago when I was playing that deck. So like, I as a person can't play like that anymore, because I also can't play slow. I have to get things done fast. So like combo decks let me like finish the match faster.
Right, you get to put down a lot of cardboard in a short amount of time if you want to.
Yeah,
makes sense. All right, well, thank you again, Kyle. Thanks to
of
everyone
course.
for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, peace.